Hello again. I was just on here. You can see from the shirt that I'm wearing that I was already on here just a minute ago. But I need to get these videos done before I leave to go to my daughter's. So I'm kind of doing them one after another. So this is part 2 of my 3,000 subscriber celebration giveaway. This is part 2. If you watch part 1, then you know what it's about, and I'm just going to not even bother going into all that. I'm just going to show you what comes next, and that is fabrics. Because you need some fabrics once you get your base picked out and your base fabrics picked out, then you got to have something to stitch down. So you need some fabrics. So now I'm putting some in, but even though I'm filling up a large priority box, it's really not that big. So if I have room when I'm all done, then I'll go back and add some other things. But for right now, I'm trying to be mindful. I mean, I know you have some of these things at your house. A lot of this stuff is just pieces of clothing, stuff like that. So I'm just going to show you the type of the fabrics that I have chosen, and I really didn't spend a whole lot of time choosing them. I have a whole drawer full of stuff that I use, and I just pulled some out. So I want to keep those. I might as well take the top off my jar because I'm going to have quite a bit to stick in there. Maybe I shouldn't pull it off. Maybe I should save it for you, whoever gets this. So here's some more pieces. Let me turn them this way so I can turn them back over when I'm done. Just random stuff. Now I know this is off of an old quilt. It's just the top part of the old quilt. You can see where the stitches were. This is a little bit heavier piece of fabric. This came off of a little girl's, my granddaughter's, I don't know if it was pants or a shirt, something that was my granddaughter's. This was off of an old quilt. I have no idea where this came from. Might have came from the scrap exchange. That's a craft store that I like to go to. It's not really a craft store, it's a thrift store. But the only thing in it is stuff that crafters would want. There's fabric, there's for sewing, there's patterns, there's paper. If you like to make journals, there's all kinds of paper and old ephemera and stuff. It's just there's thread. It's just a great source for crafters. So a lot of this might have came from there. It's another piece of quilt. So, I'm just giving you an example of, you can use anything. I know that this was from a man's shirt. I bought the shirt just because I wanted the pink stripe fabric. And this, I'm pretty sure, is a Tim Holtz fabric. This was probably some fabric that I got from the fabric bins at the scrap exchange, as well as this. Because these are not colors that I'm really drawn to. I think this might be Tim Holtz also. And that's just a plain old piece of something. This came from the fabric bins. As well, I think this did too. Most of the stuff that I have comes from the thrift store in the form of old clothing, or if I'm at the scrap exchange, it comes from, you can take a, that's got a hole in it there, but that's okay, doesn't matter. You can take they have bags. You can fill a bag for $5 or $3, and you can fill another one. You know, there's a big one you can fill for 10. So it just depends on what I'm looking for. This is a piece of an old comforter. And this was off of a table scarf. I know that. I remember getting that. And this might be a piece from, I don't know, like a dish towel or something maybe. And this is a piece of old ticking, and this is actually from the 40s. I bought it on eBay a long time ago, some ticking from the 40s. Railroad ticking, I think they called it. So there's that. And then there's another pile here. And I'm only showing you these just to give you ideas, because even if you don't win, it gives you ideas of what to go and look for and find. And even these tiny pieces here are good to have. I know this is an old flour sack, piece of flour sack. And so is this one. That's a smaller piece of the Tim Holtz fabric. That's a piece of flour sack. Tiny, but still good. This is a piece of flour sack. This is a piece from a man's shirt. This is flour sack, I think. Pretty sure. This is flour sack, as is this. That's a piece from a flour sack. I don't know what that's from. So, I think this was a blouse. I liked it because it was like dotted Swiss. And it's hard to tell what's the front and what's the back. You can feel the dots, and then you know that's the front. This is a piece of a little doily. So it still has the lace on it. This was from a blouse. And this was from a table scarf. This is some dotted Swiss from a vintage curtain. That's a piece of toile. I think that's how you say it. That's flannel from something. And I don't know what that came from. And I don't know what that came from either. Came out of the bin. I guess that's an old piece of, I don't know what that is. It's a sample, I think, of something. And then, I'm not sure what that's from. That's from the bin, I think. That was from a shirt. And I don't know what this is. I have a whole big roll of this. And I mean, it's one of those big rolls. It's like 2 yards across. I've not been able to figure out what it is. It's some type of fabric. I don't know. It might be liner for something, but it's got a design on it. But I don't know what it's for. but I use it anyway. That's from Flour Sack. And I think this is a piece of, I think it's either Tim Holtz or it's Kathy Holden. I'm not sure which. Anyway, those are some fabrics that I'm including. And I'm putting everything in bags and squeezing as much of the air out as I can so that it doesn't take up so much space in the bag, because I want to get as much in the bag as I can, because I have that much to share. Okay, now I also have a big box, and all that's in it are little tiny scraps. So that's all that's in here, just little pieces. And like I said before, I found when I first started to slow stitch that I was throwing my little pieces away like this. I thought I didn't need to keep them. And then I realized the more videos I watched, the more I realized these are the things that you do want to keep. So I'm giving you a big couple of handfuls of these. I'm not going to take those out. And then I don't think I've used up that much time on here, so I think I'll just go ahead and add in some lace. I don't have a bag to put it in, but I'll just put some in here. Let me take that out. That's what I showed you before. This box is full of just pieces of lace, things that I grab when I'm slow stitching. I love to use these flowers. This came off of a scarf, and I have a whole bunch of it, so I'll put a piece of that in. This is a pretty big piece of lace here. I'll give you this piece here. And then just handfuls of lace. Just pick some and put it in here. And well, I'm going to cut a piece of this off. I don't know where it came from, but I'm going to put a piece of that in there. It's not technically lace, but it can go in there too. Here's a piece of, this is called bell lace because it looks like it has little bells on it. Now I will tell you that when you use this, if you don't put some glue where you're going to trim it and let it dry first, you can use regular glue or you can use hot glue. Put it across there where you're going to cut it so that there'll be glue on both sides. Cut on the glue, because if you don't, it's going to unravel. So there you go. You're going to have that. What else is in here? A piece of that. There's a lot of that. There's a daisy. Here, let me cut some of this. There may be some of that in there already. Here's a piece. See, I just have scraps, and I have big rolls of lace, but you know, it's the little scraps that you need for your slow stitching projects. There might be some of that in there already, but I don't know, you can't have too much, can you? Let's see what else is in here. Oh, that doesn't belong in there. It's a little clip. There's a piece. I think I saw a piece of this there. I saw a piece of that in there already. There's a piece of eyelet. Here's a little flower, can go in there. Let's Is there anything else? Good. Oh, here's a piece of something that would be good. If you want like to ruffle, you know, ruffle something up and then like put this flower on it like that. You just never know what you can use. So, okay, so there's a whole thing of lace, and I'm not putting the doilies in because I've already picked some out. And they're on the kitchen table, and I'll show you those next time. But let me put this back. Hold on, because I do want to show you one thing. I didn't know I was going to get this far, or I would have had it over here. Oh, there's a bow, and there's one of those little flowers like that one. Okay, so there's a whole thing of lace. I'm going to show you that this is what I use when I'm that's my sewing kit I keep in here. Oh, maybe you want some fancy yarns. I'll throw those in because I have some more I can get out. These are things that there's a piece there that I've scrapped that I've put together but haven't stitched it yet. These are things that I pull from when I'm sitting in front of the TV making like little clusters or working on a slow stitch project. These are the things that I pull from. Just pieces of lace, some tiny pieces like that. Just little leaves. Put that in there. And yeah, so this is what I pull from. I just take this with me and sit in there's a piece of a quilt. I might have been going to do something with. I don't know. Anyway, I just sit in front of the TV and put these little things together. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm giving you to make your own little kit that you can put together and work on. So, here's some yarns. They're good to have. So, I will get a bag and I'll put these in, and that will be your laces. And then I'll come back and show you the rest of the things that's going in the box. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll be back with part 3 to show you and explain to you what you do with those things. So, everybody, please be safe. Thank you for stopping and spending some time with me. Take care of yourselves, and be happy, be safe, be well, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.